So here we are on day 40. This is the parking lot where we had the venture way back at the beginning of shooting a few weeks ago, and we've now taken the ship away and we've built what's effectively a big swimming pool here. This particular scene is a swamp scene where the guys are building rafts and paddling along. Fans of King Kong will remember a very similar scene in the first film, and we're doing something along those lines.
We're shooting in the swamp today, yeah, and I think we've got everything ready. It was sort of based on some concept artwork which had been going on for quite a long time. It was really Gus's work actually that sort of we honed in on mostly.
Big close-up thumbs up.
It's been a very kind of difficult one to make because it's just got so many elements to it.
We're in the wet set. We'll have best part of a metre of water in here.
We use gabion technology, which is what they use for shoring up riverbanks, basically. I mean, the thing's sitting on a car park.
Gabions, they're wire baskets full of rocks. That's the base that we used for our pond. And as you can see, it's relatively watertight and holding the 1.8 million litres of water that we've got in the pond. So hopefully it'll all stay together.
We want this to look like a swamp, and so before we start rolling today, we're going to be putting a lot of scum and slime and duckweed along the surface of it.
I'm scum guy. It's just like polystyrene swarf, like just scraped off and ground off. A couple of guys just went hard out for a couple of days, just turned themselves into snowmen. Basically we end up with, bags of it. And then we had to colour it all in concrete mixes. And it does take a while for the colour to come through, but eventually you get beautiful pond scum. Beautiful. All the scummy goodness of pond scum.
And of course we couldn't just go and get dirt and make it into mud. We have to make hygienic mud.
This is wallpaper paste and sterilised peat, basically. And it's good for footprints, you can make shapes with it.
So we've had to sort of develop up mud that's not going to stain the water and yet still sort of have all the other physical attributes of mud.
I tend to take this tree here, and you see where we got all the roots, all these interesting roots here, just rotate it round and bring it in a bit, and so tangle all these roots.
We've designed this gigantic big swamp tree in the middle of the swamp.
This is our tri-tree, we call it. It's a three-piece tree. We can configure it so that it's one tree or three individual trees, or 1.5 trees.
10 minutes ago it was just one tree, but now we've pulled it apart into 3 individual pieces, and I guess over the next few days it's going to go back into one tree again, maybe.
It's weird looking at this because it doesn't really look like anything at the moment. Of course, where the blue screen is going to be more swamp trees and eventually a distant jungle. And of course we have conceptual artwork which helps us visualise what the finished product's going to look like. So we're basically just looking to get our live action bits with the actors on the rafts, and then a lot of the texture of the swamp, the overhanging trees, the mist, the wildlife in and around the swamp, all that's going to be added later in post-production with the computers.
I don't care what that guy says, I can't see how you're going to make that blue screen into a jungle.